right, we good. We good. Let's
Okay,
do it.
good. All right. So
So what are we looking at here? Like,
so I tagged some like Linus hands from
uh-huh.
50 25 50.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's 25 50. Yeah, okay. So I guess we'll be going through some spots, some interesting ones.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can you actually full screen this?
The you mean the hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's better.
Um
Better for like
okay, let me
and
bring this up.
hide cards, I think.
Oh, okay. Hide cards.
Show hold. There we go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah,
Okay,
so we're
nice.
not like really biased upon
Okay.
how we think.
Okay. This okay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me just because I need to know the flop from that I can open the PioSolver.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so should we like go through the action first
We go
or?
through the hand and then discuss the hand, then we can see like what Pio says, right?
Okay, okay. So I'll just like click through. So B2 easy opens on the button. It's like
What do you
three-handed. I
think
think
about
this
this
guy's.
sizing from like the button, like
Mm,
2.5x? Is this standard?
it's standard for me, but apparently like some people are arguing that like 2.1x or like just 2x is like better.
I see.
Um,
I'm a bit
yeah,
more for actually going for 3x on the button. I know it's like low stakes mentality, but my
yeah.
thought process would be, for example, to have. Oh wait, I'm not in any category. Jesus fucking Christ, Twitch, what are you doing, man? Oh no, there we go. There we go. It's good. It's good now. It's good.
Okay.
So, my thing is that I like to open like 3x
hmm
because it's I think you make most money on the button, like in general. And
Yep.
making the pot bigger, if this makes sense, making the pot bigger is just going to net you more money in the long run because you're making your opponents invest more money when you have position. Sure, big blind
Yeah.
has to fold more, but then it's easier to put him on a range
hmm
because he has less stuff.
I think it's pretty good if like you know that your opponents aren't really like three betting you enough.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like at low stakes, like if the big blind is not gonna three bet you with something like 5-6 suited, then like opening bigger and like getting them to call with like more marginal hands and you're
Yeah.
in position that deep, it's like it's really good.
Okay.
Yeah. But my mentality is that like I wanna spend as little as I can to steal the blinds.
Mm-hmm.
And like if I get three bet right, I'm in position and like the SPR is like bigger, right? And I can utilize my position more compared to when I make it bigger and the three bet is bigger and
Yeah,
then the
that
SPR
makes a lot of sense
increases.
actually. So there's like an
Yeah,
upside, but also a downside to like 3x
right.
and then 2x, and yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. There's
Yeah,
more poker, right? When you
mhm,
have like bigger SPRs, that makes sense.
yeah, right.
Okay.
Okay. So I think Linus, yeah, comes in for the three bet and B2 easy just calls.
Mm-hmm.
So King I flop, I think it's really good for like Linus because of his three betting range and
Mm.
all that. Small bet, 33% standard, I
Mm-hmm.
think,
Mm-hmm.
with range. And the jack comes and he just
Yeah,
pots it.
it's like a full range, right? It's full range
Yeah,
betting on the flop because flop is just so good for three better.
yeah,
Range advantage, equity advantage, EV advantage. Cool.
yep.
But my question is, well, actually, this jack, I think, I think actually them being this deep, I don't think jacks is a four bet. Is it a four bet?
Uh,
240 blinds deep.
I think if I four bet, I'm not like calling a five bet.
Yeah, but do you
You
four
know,
bet
like
jacks?
yeah, three handed. I think jacks is still a four bet.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, but like once you get five bet shove, like I think it's really close between like calling and folding. Um, Depending on like what your opponents are capable of shoving. If they're capable of like shoving nines, I think OTB is capable of that. Then like jacks become like a value four bet call.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if not, then I think jacks become really close between like folding after you four bet. Because technically you're like value four betting, but once you face like
Like a five bet
further
is just
aggression,
such a tight range.
yeah, yeah, they are like never winning 200 BBs deep. Yeah. So
How's it going,
that makes
Perix?
sense, right?
Welcome to the stream. Sorry.
Hey,
So
okay.
this jack actually helps both of them, right? It's just like a neutral card, pretty much, because three better has 100% jacks. But caller,
Yeah.
no, actually, it helps the three better a lot more. If you said that you're four betting jacks this deep, then it's actually a
Yeah.
really, really good card for Linus, and also makes him fast play a lot of the hands that he has because board is becoming drawy, right?
Yeah.
Because in position has a lot of backdoors that he's just calling,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you have to. But if you have kings here, honestly, don't you just check raise? Because you're blocking a lot of the calling range of your
I
opponent.
think I would just like bet smaller because like if you have kings, right, they're not gonna bet like turn that much for you to check raise. Because like what could they be
Because the
calling the
board
flop
is
if
not
they're
really advantageous.
yeah. Like he's not gonna be like bluffing the turn that often after calling the flop. He's like bit too easy has looks like he has a hand like that wants to show down like pocket sevens to eights, nines. Yeah, and that when the jack comes and Linus decides to check, right?
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
really
think
scary. So
he's having.
you either have to go for like a smallish bet, right? Still
Mm-hmm.
maintain your range really, really wide to get called by sevens, eights, nines, tens, stuff like that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But it's really hard to get value from that because with the jack on the turn, like you're like even like ace queen or whatever has a lot of equity now versus me. So are you that happy with sevens here? Are you calling a quarter third pot bet?
I don't think so, man. I'd
Yeah,
rather call
so
a hand
so
like
he's
nine
going
ten.
full speed ahead, right?
Yeah.
What is the range here? Perix, that thing is on silence right now, so we're like super focused right in the study. So I'd say that Linus's range here is very, very weird. I would actually attribute more bluffs, like over bluffing in this spot. Because Bit Too Easy has deuces and sixes, and that's fair. And if Linus had kings, he probably wouldn't bet the turn. I would think kings might go for like a check raise or something. Jacks is really good though, so I'd go for jacks and some other stuff. But this is a king jack. I might check raise king jack too, because again we're blocking like calling range, right? So it's just a really awkward bet. I don't know. It feels like a very, very awkward bet.
But it feels like if you want to like get the stacks in by the river, like this is the only size that you can bet. You know.
Yeah, but like that's true. But do you want to just get that with is this only value, right? Me thinking it's like jacks plus kind of tells me, like me thinking it's like basically jacks kind of tells me that he could definitely be over bluffing here.
Yeah, with like diamonds and stuff.
Diamonds, ace queen, maybe some other stuff. Yeah, or
Yeah, there's so
queen.
many
Sorry,
more.
queen ten suited.
Yeah, there's so many more combos of like diamond draws with like diamond gutter, diamond straight draws, like compared to
Exactly.
the
And
combos
for
of
for
like
this
kings
size,
and
like I don't think he's even going for like diamonds with this size, because if you get jammed on, that really sucks, doesn't it? So
Yeah.
you don't put combo draws in this sort of size. You put maybe gut shot with blockers, right?
Yeah.
Like queen ten of hearts would be great in the spot, I think. For example,
Yeah.
like open ender,
Right.
you're blocking his calling range. You're blocking king queen. You're blocking. It's better than ace queen, because ace queen blocks ace king, and that might just 5-bet pre. But queen ten is good.
Yeah, but I think the first hand I would start bluffing in Linus shoes is like ace 10 because that's like my weakest ace and it has a gutter,
Yeah,
if that makes sense. Yeah. But the bad thing is that it doesn't block like king jack, king queen and like and all that. So yeah. I think Linus might be over bluffing still because of like the number of combos that he will be doing this. It feels like he's doing this with like range, you know, like no matter what hand he has, I don't think he will slow down. You know, like a
range. That's
non-showdown
pretty
value hand.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, like basically any Broadway and like
Wow.
ace king plus.
Wow. This is
Yeah.
like for ace king. This is crazy for me, because I wouldn't go that much with like ace king. It seems like
You mean like
it's
value betting? You're
yeah.
not value betting
I don't
ace
think
king?
I can value bet 200 blinds like 3-bet, right?
Yeah.
Go for like overbet on the turn with ace king because I'm blocking opponent's calling range with ace king. How's it going? Loggy Nezu, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Thank you. And then can I shove river? No, I have to check river with ace king. It's just awkward for like 200 something blinds.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of rivers that are actually quite bad for Linus. Like any diamond, any Broadway, like from 9 to king.
Yeah, so
except,
do
like, the
you check
gesture.
call? Do you check fold? It's a really weird spot.
Like with ace king?
Yeah. It depends.
think
No,
I'm
I mean, it depends on the river. It's a very, very tough decision on the river. You check opponent jams. You're like, 200 bigs.
Yeah, I think you just don't want to see like you don't want to value bet 3 streets and then like get shoved on the river like 200 BBs deep with like top pair, top kicker.
yeah,
that
because
really sucks.
pot is gonna be like pot size bet, a little bit over pot size bet on the river. So what are we doing there, right? And this is really interesting because I don't think if bit too easy calls to ice he ever has bluffs. Like too often when he shoves the river, some diamond backdoors, but those aren't really that good to bluff shove. Some queen 10, I guess, still with backdoors like queen 10 of hearts, queen 10 of clubs that miss. It's just weird.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think like a 9 of diamonds is just an awkward card, and it's a card that I would immediately fold ace king on. Like I check, he jams, I fold. Because queen 10 got there, flushes get there, stuff like that he should have. And then he has sets and whatnot. It's just awkward, very, very awkward spot.
Yeah, I think what Linus should do is like he should go for like thin value on the turn, so like betting half pot, and then on the river, right, he can decide how like big he wants to value.
I can
bet.
even
if
go
let's say-
for like a sort of a block on the turn, like 1/3. I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, right. And if the river comes like a king, right, or like a deuce, he can actually just 2x pot the river and wrap like a
That's
bluff.
crazy.
Yeah, I think
it's
it's
like-
like way better line.
Yeah, that's a favorable card, right? But if
Yeah.
like let's say a river is, I don't know, let's say like 3 of diamonds, like it doesn't change that much. A 3 of diamonds, not 9 of diamonds or something. Just a 3 of diamonds, or maybe like a 9 of clubs or something. I would just block with ace king. I go like 1/3.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Right?
actually.
Because we get called
Yeah.
by king queen, king 10 suited, stuff like that. So that's good, and it's a lot easier to play if your opponent just jams. You're like, okay, fine, man. You're like, are you serious? Okay.
Yeah.
But then you fold, and that's that.
Wait, what? Wait, you mean the?
No, river. You block ace king, and then you fold to a jam.
Oh yeah.
On like the 3
Yeah,
of
yeah.
diamonds, or like not so good card for us.
Yeah, but if you have like a read that like he turns a hand like jack 10, let's say he had like beat too easy, he had jack 10 of hearts, right, and he turned a jack and he called like 1/3, and if he's like capable of like turning that hand, that showdown value hand, into a bluff when he faces like a thin value bet, like,
Yeah.
then I think Linus can like bet small and be incentivized to just call off with ace king.
Yeah, that'd be some meta right there.
Yeah, it's like you're like better off like inducing bluffs than like just piling in with like top pair, top kicker.
That's some pretty crazy meta level, honestly. If you
Yeah.
start turning those hands into bluffs because you think that your opponent does not have a calling range, you have to
Yeah.
mix in. Obviously, he's gonna mix in some jacks, some into this line, right? Some kings, some whatever. So that you're like covered in case your opponent jams or decides to overjam, which starts to be very profitable for you, right?
Right. Because like if you're beat too easy, right, and you have a hand like ace jack, and you do turn a jack with like a good kicker, right, and on the river you face a 1/3 bet from Linus, you know your ace jack is like almost never good because he always has aces, kings, or ace king, right?
Yeah, you're not
Or
you're
like-
not bluffing enough with like block, or you're not bluffing a lot with like block bet, are you? Right. So
Yeah.
but the ace is good. I would actually call ace jack, thinking, okay, I'm blocking ace king at least, and pocket jack, so it's a very good bluff catcher. I don't need to turn that into bluff. But a hand like jack 10 of hearts would be a lot better. Just raise.
Just like ship it in. Yeah. I think it'd be way better as a shove than like a call against like a 1/3 value bet.
Yeah, I would be happy though with like ace jack just calling, because
I think calling ace jack is fine.
yeah, I think it's like way you're turning a great bluff catcher into a bluff. So like maybe
Yep. That's right. Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
All right. So
Is ace jack not bluff catcher on this river because block aces kings? Sorry, blocks aces, ace king and jacks. Is ace jack like not bluff catcher?
nut bluff catcher? Yeah, I think it's like the nut bluff catcher. Well, maybe king queen is like a better bluff catcher, but it's almost the same. I think. I think like if you're good with like king queen, you're probably good with ace jack. It's kind of like the same, you know? Right?
Because king queen is higher up in rank, or
No, because like if let's say Linus is value betting ace king plus, right?
yeah,
King queen is a bluff catcher and ace jack is a bluff catcher. So they kind of like fall in the same range where if you call, you only win against bluffs.
king
Right,
queen
like-
bluff catcher. Yeah.
Yeah. Like if you are winning with ace jack, you're probably winning with like king queen.
Mhm,
Because
mhm.
how often is like Linus value betting like king 10 suited on the river for 200 BBs, right?
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So if king queen is good, ace jack is probably good, and like it just I think your blockers actually matter more than like what hand you have per se.
I think your blockers matter more if it's a big bet. I
Yeah,
think that if it's like 1/3 on the river, then your blockers actually matter less and more like hand strength. I think I would like king queen more if there's like 1/3, but if there's like a shove, I like ace jack more because I block. I block his value range, so he has to be over bluffing in that spot, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
ace jack actually becomes the not bluff catcher, but king queen becomes not bluff catcher. It's like a smaller bet.
Yep. Right. Because he's like value betting.
Mhm.
It looks like he's value betting king X.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, either king
Yeah.
X, aces, jacks. That's kind of it. It's like it's very narrow. It's like really, really narrow. But there's like not that many bluffs. What bluffs do you choose here? Does he shove river, by the way?
As like for Linus,
Yes. No, in this hand, does he jam river?
I think something like 9-10 is like the first candidate to bluff. It's like worst. It's the worst draw, right?
9-10. Oh, so you start off with like the worst draw. That's true.
Yeah. Like in GTO sense, like the worst ones are always like turned into bluffs first.
Mhm.
So like 9-10 with like let's say like spades. So I think spades is a good one.
Oh yeah, because you're unblocking his back doors, right?
Right. So like 9-10 of spades, like it to me it feels like it's the first one, but maybe potting the turn with like 9-10 of spades is kind of loose.
Maybe like better draws like queen 10 that has like I think like queen 10 could be like really good.
Right.
Queen 10 of spades because you got like a bit more equity, a bit more river cards that you can just jam on.
Yeah. The good thing about queen 10 is that it doesn't block like his ace high wheels that might be calling like peeling the flop.
Yeah, but
Not
it
like
does
ace high
it does block a little bit of his calling range, doesn't it? It
Yeah,
blocks like
the-
king queen.
The queen 10.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, it's actually good. Like queen 10 might be actually good. Another hand, let's say
I've seen
think
this.
it's
What
10.
you're saying about the smallest draws, I consider this to be correct.
Mhm.
Just because I think that based on wheel draws, I've seen a lot of this stuff being done, like gut shots to the like the wheel draw and like really really small stuff like 5-3 suited getting raised a lot, like very very favored by solver when it has a gut shot, right?
Yeah. Right.
Flop is like I don't know, like ace deuce king, and you have like 5-3 suited, 5-4 suited, and 4-3 suited, and those get heavily used, right, as like
Yeah.
bluffing hands, and it really loves those. Yeah, but so it loves low draws, but it doesn't love dominated draws.
Yep.
Is
right.
that true? Yeah. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All right,
Okay.
so this is the action. Rivers.
And
Is river
he
shove?
shoves.
Ooh, this is getting
And, like,
interesting.
Yeah, and B2 easy calls, like for sure. And we have king jack
Like
and
king
ace
jack
king.
and ace king. Would you? Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
which
ace
makes
king
sense.
is a call in a certain percentage.
Yeah.
I'm very interested about the turn play with the king jack because to me it feels like you're blocking a lot of the calling range, and king jack is better as a check jam or check raise depending on opponent's bet size. Because I don't know, if you do have a king on that turn, you might just want to value bet it if you're a bit too easy and get checked to. Because Linus is betting full range on flop, right? And then it's checking turn. So your king queen starts to look a little bit better.
Yeah, that's true.
right? Or if not, you
True.
can just like overbet river and get that king queen a call if he just checks back. Like you said, like 2x pot river and whatnot. Okay, I'm very interested. This is weird. Did you actually pio this for 200 blinds?
Yeah, I did.
Holy shit. Oh, but it's like 3-bet pot, so it's not that. It's not like a million gigabytes or something.
Wait, what's the flop again? What's the flop? 2 king 6, right?
It's at the bottom, I think. King of hearts,
Okay.
6 yeah.
Got it. Yeah, so for some of the Pio simulations, I definitely included like the sizes that you use, and I added like my own sizes. Yeah, for like some parts of the tree.
Yeah, I think
Okay, it's
that's legit.
Yeah, so do you want to go through like the ranges or like we just stick
Sure,
there?
sure. Go for a
Okay.
little bit, just a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, so for in position, I think like when you raise and you get 3-bet 200 BBs deep, I think something like this is like quite reasonable. Just ignore the 0.999 thing. It's like it's a Monka solver thing. So when I do like a Monka solver preflop simulation,
Did you just base these ranges from Monker to Pio? Can you do that?
yeah, you can. So
Oh,
if
okay.
let's say I do this, right, and let's say I do something like button raises and BB 3-bets, right? So like his calling range will look something like this, which is what
Yeah.
you see higher. So it's like the same thing.
How much RAM do you need for Monker solver to solve preflop?
For my one, I took 55 gig of RAM, but
Holy shit.
excluded some actions like flatting in the SB,
Uh-huh.
or like flatting, or like calling 4-bets.
Wow. It's crazy.
Yeah, because like I think calling 4-bets, 100 BBs is it's hard to balance first of all, and like it's not something that's like commonly done. I'd rather just like 5-bet shove or just fold.
55. Holy shit.
Yeah, so 55 gigs of RAM, and I ran it for like 6 days straight or something.
6 days.
Yeah, to get like the
Wow.
accuracy that you want, like you gotta run it for like 6 days, something like that.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah. But like if you have more RAM, then you know you could do more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
55. I was thinking about getting 128, but then I was like,
Yeah, it's kind of pointless. Okay, so like if you want to add like the 6th player in this simulation, right? I think you need like 200 gig. Because
yeah.
it's like exponentially more when you add one more player, right? Because the tree becomes exponentially bigger.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, right. So if it's like 4-handed, it's probably only like 15 gig or something, and then when it's 5-handed, it's like 50 gig. And then when it's 6-handed, it's like 200 gig.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah, it gets crazier. But okay, well, so like my simulation is like kind of simple. So you can see one size only, and the 3-betting is like if it's out of position, it's 4x, kind of 4x, and if it's like in position, it's like 3x plus. So that's like the standard that I gave Monka solver. Yeah. So what I did was like I let button raise and I
Wow, dude.
BB's 3-betting with. So you can see these are the hands like BB's 3-betting with, and what I did was I press save. I press PioSolver, I copy the clipboard.
Okay. That's nice. How's it going, Malco Tagays? Thanks for the sub, dude. Wow, that's crazy, man. 55 gig. I know I've seen a server to rent for like 256 gigabytes of RAM for around 100 and something per month, which I think is good value. I don't think it has like that good CPU. It's like you'd probably have to leave it on for like 12 days to get this result. And this is only for the spot of like raising, getting 3-bet. And what's the calling range from small blind? Is like 200 deep?
No, this is like a 100 BB simulation.
Okay,
but I just assume the ranges are like kind of similar. But if you want to calculate like a 200 BB spot, it probably take like 90 gig or something.
Yeah, but I was asking, so this is full pre-flop range for every position or just this particular spot?
No, it's for every position like here.
I thought you had to do it like 6 days for like every situation.
No, it's just like,
That'd be fucking crazy. Wow.
Yep. So that's like how I got the ranges for like in position and out of position. So you can see like the out of position like 3-betting range is like kind of funky. Like
it's
Monka throws in a lot of
funky,
hands,
but I can understand it actually.
Yeah, it's like pretty balanced, right? Like make some.
I see the pures.
Sense, like,
I see ace 5 suited is pure, which I've heard a lot about this hand. People love it apparently.
Yeah, it's like always a 5-bet shove for me. Like
What?
all the time. Yeah. When I play like 100 BBs, like cash game, like ace 5 suited is like all the time 5-bet shove.
Why?
Because it's like it has the best equity when you face like aces and kings, right? That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
And
okay,
it has
maybe
blockers.
8-9 suited. Yeah, it has blockers, and like maybe 8-9 suited does better in terms of equity, but like ace 5 suited does better in terms of like blockers and like how you can flop a wheel and all that, right?
Mhm.
And if you have to choose between like all the wheels, then you gotta choose like the highest wheel ace high hand, right? That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first one would definitely be like ace 5 suited. So if let's say I wanna like 4-bet jam, how do I clear this? Okay, so like if I want a 5-bet jam, like
Mm.
ace king suited, aces kings, and like this and like maybe this, you know.
Yeah, pretty
So
much.
like when I 5-bet jam, it's like I'm bluffing, let's say like 16% of the time, and I'm shoving for value like 84% of the time because of like how the combos work, right? Yeah, so something like that.
Yeah,
I
but
think
your
that's
ace 5 suit is not really a bluff. It's more like I have a lot of equity, right?
yeah, kind of. And
Yeah.
like ace 5 suited can get like a hand like jacks to fold, so you're like kind of winning, you know, when you do that.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
But it's just weird. It's just does Bunker advocate that?
Okay, so let's take a look at that, right? So if let's say button raises and
Yeah.
SB folds and BB 3-bets and you
Yeah.
face a 5-bet from the button, right? What do you actually shove with, right? So
200 blinds. Wow.
this.
Sorry, I disconnected for a second. Can you hear me?
Okay. Wait. Do you want me to like say it again?
Yes, please.
Okay. So if let's say we are in the BB, right, and the button raises, and we decide to 3-bet, and the button decides to 4-bet us.
Yeah. So this
what are
is
we, like, 5-bet shove?
26 blinds, right? 4-bet.
25 blinds, 26 blinds. Yeah. So you can see like the hands that we are 5-bet shoving. Ace 5 suited, ace 4 suited.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, so these hands are like crazy. So I would never like
What?
5-bet shove like 8s, 9s, and like ace 4 suited. So you can see like the range I'm playing is actually like tighter than the range that Munker advocates.
Munker does have some simplifications into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't
So
it? Yeah.
this is about it. Yeah.
That's
and like it does trap with
crazy,
like
dude.
aces. Yeah, you can see like kings is never a trap, but like aces is a trap like 7% of the time.
Yeah, and then tens just gets called. Jack sometimes gets called.
Yeah.
Ace king never. Well, the ace
Yep.
5 suited pure is ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Holy
You can see like the calls are actually pretty insane. So like if you 3-bet a hand like if you 4-bet a hand like 5s, I mean when you 3-bet a hand like 5s and you get 4-bet, right? You gotta actually call with 5s.
Yeah. I understand. I
Right.
kind of get like one sort of reason why you do that. I don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're calling 40% of the times ace queen, actually, ace queen offsuit versus that.
Yeah, right. And then I would assume that the rest of the time it's actually a fold. Yeah, it's a fold. So like you can see here, 60% it's a fold. And like ace queen suited is like too weak to like shove, but it's strong enough to call. So I guess like that's okay. But I don't really play like a call 4-bet strategy. So I rather just like fold or shove ace queen suited depending on like the population tendency and like how strong my opponent is. Yeah. Yeah, cause like you can see, right, like button is actually supposed to like 4-bet quite a decent amount, like 12% of the time. So like a hand like ace 10 off is like a 4-bet.
Yeah, it's like a blocker play mostly.
Yeah.
I really don't understand the ace deuce off though. Probably like inaccuracy.
Well, I think if it's like 40%, it's not really inaccuracy, but it's just like some randomizer that they do. You know?
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't really understand how they think about the pre-flop ranges and stuff.
I don't either, honestly. Ace deuce off does make sense to me. It would make sense to me to full 4-bet something like king queen off or something like ace 10 off and then ace deuce off. Just no, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's like regarding like board coverage.
Yeah, maybe, but you're kind of like four betting ace deuce suited like all the time, so doesn't make sense to like do it with ace deuce off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Not enough ace deuce. You need
apparently
more.
so. Yeah.
That's
Yep.
pretty cool.
So
It gives you a bit of insight on how I've been telling people that offsuit broadways make good blockers for like bluff four betting and stuff. Because
yep.
people nowadays are all about depolarized ranges, right?
Oh, you mean like playing merge ranges?
Yeah,
Is that?
people
Yep.
generally just go for wide, not for like polarized. As for like four
Hmm.
betting, three betting, is it's just like value. They go like value, and this is your calling range. And when you're calling, you're supposed to be losing, but you're minimizing your loss, and so on. So they're going for like wide three betting ranges, wide four betting ranges. I've been mostly advocating doing stuff like, I was doing some math calculations and actually figuring out a lot of stuff that king queen off, for example, would be a good three bet versus middle position or early position because people just overfold at lower limits, and if you're blocking also their reaction range, then that becomes a really good hand to three bet.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you're in position, you realize most of your equity, and it's just like super profitable. So eventually people started like years later after I did this, people started three betting their whole range in position, which was lol to me. It's like really funny.
Wait,
And,
what? But that's actually Monka approved.
hmm?
Wait, you mean like, so if let's say cut off raises, right? Like what should button do, right?
Yeah,
Like yeah, the button should actually never call in like
yeah,
GTO
yeah.
world.
Three bet full range. Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually quite good, I think.
So I was advocating this like years ago because I made some math calculations on paper and they looked really good.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't taking into consideration though equity realization, but mostly
Okay.
in position you do have a lot of equity realization. I started taking that into consideration and it still was really really profitable. I didn't have a way to calculate calling, but I calculate three betting and I knew it was profitable, so I started three betting a lot of blocker broadways, like offsuit blocker broadways versus people, and made a lot of money that way.
Okay, I see. Well, for me, the basic reason why I can see like why everything is a three bet instead of like just call
Mm.
is because when you just call, right, like your range is mostly just like middling hands, right?
Yeah, the problem is your opponent has the advantage of having aces, kings, queens, ace, king,
Yeah,
and
and
immediately you lose because he has like such a stronger range on many boards, so he can do a
right,
lot of stuff versus you.
right. And if you're
And
calling with like pocket sevens and if let's say I was like in cutoff, right, I could like 2x pot you on any flop and I could just abuse the shit out of you.
Mhm.
And you couldn't do anything, right? Because like
Yep,
the strongest pocket pair you have in your range is probably like pocket eights, right?
yep,
And you're three betting the rest. And if I have pocket nines plus on like a dry low board, I'm just like potting you like all the time, and then I'm just gonna stack you, and then you have to call off the river with like pocket sevens because that's the top of your range.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
so
much.
just because of that, right?
Yeah,
It makes
you're
sense that like
probably
three
every
betting is better.
player would probably not make that call with like sevens, but just overfold full range.
Right. Yeah. So that's how you can exploit players, I guess, at low stakes. You know, just
Yeah,
pot
pretty
them.
much. Pot
Yeah.
them. I don't do enough of that. I don't do enough of that.
Oh, really?
I'm mostly like a blue line winner, not a red line winner.
But okay, yeah, I can see that. But I do a lot of over betting, so like I
Hmm.
think it's a really big part of my strategy. Yeah.
I don't
But
actually overbet enough at like my stakes because people just fold. So I think then you're right. I started trying overbetting versus people, especially when I had value, and it didn't work. They would immediately fold and show top pair or something. It's ridiculous. So yeah, bluffing definitely works. Like overbet bluffing, it's risky though. Like you feel like it's risky. You feel like, oh my god, am I gonna put this much money in? Am I over bluffing? Am I under bluffing? I don't have. It's like I don't have this information. My head is not PioSolver. I'm probably over bluffing. I'll just check. It's done. It's done.
yep.
But you just need to not bet all and just bet like, you know how it, like generally value bet was like 3/4 spot like everywhere. It's 3/4 pot. A lot of spots, flops and stuff, people were like exploitable. There was like flops that they overfold way too much. There's like, let's say, turns that they overfold way too much. Like, for example, let's say the flop is like racks, and then the turn is like king, queen, or jack or something, and I'd bet that, and the river is like another king, queen, or jack. You know, it's like, let's say 7-3 deuce, king, queen. Okay?
Yeah.
People will not call you with a 7 there on the river, like, ever.
Yeah.
If you just go 3/4, or like half pot, 3/4 pot, 3/4 pot, you can go full range with that.
Yeah.
It's incorrect, right? Because you're over bluffing massively, but board is just so good for you.
Yeah.
And it's scary for them.
Actually, I always bet like a quarter pot actually in that kind of spot.
Yeah, because people fold at your limit. People fold at like no mid 600 and whatnot. Here they don't.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to subscribe on YouTube. Very nice. Very nice.
Oh, really nice. Really
Yay.
nice.
Guys, YouTube cents in pants. I'll drop it in chat. You can subscribe now. Give us some more alerts. There you go.
Nice.
Okay. So
Oh yeah, so where were we?
you were showing me
setup?
the ranges.
Oh,
I saw
yeah.
the ranges pretty much. And then we
Okay.
could go for... There we go.
Nice.
Very nice, very nice. Is there a way you can close those alerts, or do we just let them roll?
I don't think there's a way to close them.
Okay, all right. Let's just go for Pio.
Okay, so I put in like this
Some gravy train.
Sizes, right?
Yeah, so flop size. I think flop size would always be 1/3 or quarter pot. Honestly, you put in also because that's how the board is for out of position. So I see 3380, and that's good.
Yeah, so like the size
No, you
that
can.
Linus used
Yeah.
was like 33, right? So that's what I put in here, and then I put in my own one, which is 80, to just like test it out. You know? Yep. So okay, wait. Let me just show this. Okay, nice. And ooh,
The gravy train subscribe. Very nice, very nice.
thanks, dude.
My chat boy.
All right. So on the turn, like you can see the bet is like close to pot, so I just gave it pot.
Yeah, 33, 50, 100, and all in. That's good.
Yeah, and then on the
And
river,
river
it's just
pot or shove. That makes
the
sense.
pot.
That makes perfect sense.
Like, okay.
The fact that one question, if you add raise size but you also add all in, does that make it so that even the raise can be an all in? It adds all in to the raise because I'm interested in turn shove.
Yeah, I think it does actually.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we can check that out. Let's see if let's say do this. Yeah. So yeah.
Nice.
It's a raise or a
We
shove,
have two
yeah.
sizes. Cool.
Okay.
Good.
So that's
good.
a lot of sizes.
Yeah.
So what happened, right, was that Linus 3-bet, and on the flop, like king high, he should.
Can we make PioSolver like full screen so that
Okay.
it's easily readable? Yeah, this is a lot better. This is a lot better.
Cool.
All right, so let's go to root, right?
Yep. So this is the.
So our root says that this is very interesting. It actually chooses on this board to go for multiple sizes. I would have expected full range 1/3, but it actually so polarizes so that you can get a lot of because probably it's like the 200 blinds. I think that's the reason for polarization, because you're deep. You're like deeper than usual. So that's pretty cool. I see some stuff being. Is Ace 5 suited and Ace 4 suited going for like backdoors?
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah.
So you see, without the spades, you just kind of like keep up.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have spades, when you have the spades, you kind of give up, but the rest you just like continue.
Also with
Yeah,
like a king, right? The higher the kicker, the more often you're gonna bet, and the bigger. I see Ace King being bet almost 100% frequency. Ace King off, for example, and big, right? A lot bigger. But for example, a hand like King Jack or King 10 or King 9, if you go down the ranks, the lower the kicker, the lower you're betting, and the less often.
Right.
That's what I'm seeing pretty much. I'm seeing also like a sort of like a full range sizing merge. I'm seeing tens being bet, jacks being bet. It's interesting that check is not a specific hand, but check is more like a frequency here.
Right. It's like a mix.
So it's like my take on why this is not like full range bet is because deuces and sixes are definitely in a bit too easy, so in positions range. So I guess that's why we're not betting full range.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, but I would just like simplify and just bet full range actually.
Yeah, that's kind of how I see it also.
Yeah, but okay, I guess if you throw hands like King 7 and King 6 into like your 3-betting range and like 6x, some like weird, funky kind of 6x, like I think like checking some part of it actually like makes some sense.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Because you don't really want to inflate the pot, right?
Yeah, so you also have to have like some protects when you check, right? So by the way, you said you're not going to node lock, so we're going through like these full ranges. My question about what's a fondar? My question about Pio node locking is, does it actually adjust all the other ranges to the node locking?
I'm actually not sure like how people play with the node locking thing, but how I use PioSolver is that if let's say Linus were to bet like 470, right?
Mm-hmm.
And beat 2 easy calls and the turn comes a deuce, like these hands have already been filtered by Pio. Like these are like the GTO bet 470 hands. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So I'm not sure like how people actually like play with the node locking. I guess like if you node lock, you can bring your whole range to the turn. Is that how like they do it?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
No, you not only bring your whole range to the turn, you make also your opponent react differently to your range on the flop.
Okay. Well, it makes sense if like you play low stakes, right? But in high stakes, when like everybody's like so well versed in GTO, then I guess like node locking becomes really redundant. You know? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like for example, you could node lock this whole range to like simplification, and then you can try to do that. Yeah. Wait. Let's see. So click on bet 470 first of all.
Okay.
So our opponent has to raise 9%, right? He raises 9%, calls 72%. Now let's go back. Let's node lock this. So go like tools.
How do you do it?
I think it's like in like tree node locking.
Oh, set strategy and load knock, right?
Yes, and go to no wait, we're at yeah. You have to click on root, I think.
Okay.
There we go. So go for the other two. Click on like top left into the range. No.
This one?
Yeah, click on none. No, yeah, that one. Click on none. There we go. Okay. Top right, when the check, click on none. And then here, click on all. Well, it already bets. It already bets like full range 470. So set strategy and close.
Okay. So yeah. Okay.
All right. So now click on 470, and you see that our opponent hasn't really adjusted here. So I'm taking it that it doesn't adjust strategy to this. I'm not actually sure. Could you click on root one more time so I'm sure that it changed? Yeah. Okay. I'll tell you how Masher Dog does it. He says that if he chooses a size for the turn or for the flop as simplification, we're not going to do that now. But if he chooses a size for simplification, he just runs the tree again only with that size.
Yeah, it's actually something that I do to make it easier for me myself.
Legend on Rise in chat says it does adjust. You have to click on calculate results and rerun sim node locked. Oh, so you need to press go again. Oh, do you after node locking do you need to okay. We're not going to do that now cuz it takes time. But
wait, I'm not sure whether like chat has the same idea, but what I do is that so basically I just go here, right? and then
Yeah.
I just remove this, and then
Yeah,
I
exactly.
yeah.
That's how I do it too, pretty much.
Right. Yeah, I think it's like the easier like dummy way of doing it. Yeah, yeah.
But I saw this. I think turns adjusts like node locking or something. You'd see like live adjusting of opponent or something like that. I'm not pretty sure right now about that, but it's okay. It's okay. Calculate
Okay.
results and rerun sim. Yeah, okay. All right, so let's. Could you like close the tree and load it again so we have the actual range?
Okay. I can just do this, and just gotta give it a while.
Mm.
And
Just
okay.
loads into
Right
row.
back.
Good. All right, so
Okay.
we're betting the 1/3 on the flop, right? That's how
Yep.
the hand went. We see a call. We see that we have a 70% call. Turn was the Jack of Diamonds, I believe. Yeah.
Yep. Right.
All right, so on the turn, we see multiple sizes, and we see that Pio actually goes for like 13%. Like first of all, we're checking only 30% of the times. This
Right.
card is good for us, right? The Jack is good for
Yep.
us.
Yep.
And then
yep.
we have the block. We have the 780, right? The thin value, which we talked about. Like you can get value from like sevens, like tens, like nines, something like that, right?
Right.
Can you click on strategy plus EV so we can
Okay.
and then it goes for like some sort of weird half pot again with some other hands that are probably trying to get value from like Jack X, right? Because it goes for like
Yeah.
queens, king queen, some king X's, right? So I think
Yeah.
the main idea from that is getting value from like Jack X, and it goes for a full pot with really strong hands that want to get value from a king. So aces, ace king. I was right about the kings getting checked quite a bit. I see
Right.
kings going for value from like a really thin value, but then half the time getting checked. I do see king jack getting bet though, so I was wrong about that. King jack, although it blocks opponent's calling range quite a bit, it goes for the big bet. So I think this is more about protection than anything else.
Yep. Makes sense.
Yeah, queen 10 suited is a good bluff. Which queen 10s are we bluffing here?
Apparently, the queen ten of diamonds wants to bet small.
Queen 10 of diamonds,
Like-
bet small. It probably doesn't want to get shoved on, right?
Right. And with like queen ten of spades, if you get shoved on, you can just like fold.
Yeah. Queen 10 of diamonds just like ridiculous equity to fold there on the turn. But if you get jammed on, it just really sucks. You don't want to do that. We have some bigger bets as bluffs from like, so we have queen 10 suited. We have look, 10-9 is also there.
Yeah.
10-9 suited is also there. It wants to bet the 10-9 of spades quite a
Yep.
bit. I
Right.
see 10-9 of hearts getting checked at a higher percentage than 9 of clubs. 10-9 of diamonds also getting pretty big, which kind of contradicts the queen 10. But I think this is okay because 10-9 is a bit less.
I think
valuable.
if you bet like 10-9 for pot, right, and you get shoved on, I think it's a fold. Like,
It's a fold. It's a fold. It is a fold, but you're like dropping a lot of equity, which sucks.
yeah.
Okay.
It does.
So, yeah, 6 is getting strongly bet, like pot bet. 9s and 8s is a check, which is not really surprising. 10s is thin value, which is interesting. I think it's trying to go for value from like 6x, if something like that. I don't know, maybe like block check river, stuff like that. I'm not.
Yeah.
All right. Do you think that we get to turn like some hands like 9s and 8s or like 7s on the river into bluffs?
If you bet the turn and shove the river
Yeah.
like for 3 streets, right? I
Yeah.
think it makes sense, but I wouldn't do it though.
Yeah, well, no, we have different rivers. So on like some rivers we get to turn these because like we don't have enough. No, because these get checked. So I mean if you check your range here and then on the river you need some bluffs and maybe you don't have a lot of hands that have less showdown value than these that get checked on the turn. So
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily sure, but I've seen this, like, this is more me PTSDing over the fact that we turn deuces and threes into like a lot of spots. We start betting the flop with them. because they never get to showdown almost, and you just start betting the flop and then bet turn, then shove river those because those are the bluffs that Pio chooses.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so anything else that you would like to add here?
I think I'm quite interested to see like how Pio plays the diamond draws. So
CML Kotogaze. Wait, which button did you press to do that? Because I never saw that. You
okay.
pressed the suits to the right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get it now.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Because I'm really interested to see like how like what diamond draws are actually like kind of like check to protect range on river. Like because if you bet every single diamond draw, right, then if you check the turn you have no diamonds on the river, right? So you kind of have to like check some, so that when you do hit a flush on the river, you can wrap a flush still.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so like
not many. Like the king X's. Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, so like the king 10 diamonds, like it makes perfect sense to like check and like
Yeah, it makes
this. Yeah.
It makes absolutely perfect sense because you can check all turn with those really easily.
Right.
So they work. They double work. They triple work actually. They have showdown value.
Yeah.
You can check all the turn with them. And then on the river, when you hit the flush, you can value bet. When you don't hit the flush, you can also value bet.
Right.
Nice.
And
it's pretty crazy.
If let's say you decide to bet small with a diamond, and you get like shoved on, like you can see.
Full call.
Yeah, it's a full call.
Full call. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And queen 10 folds, 10-9 folds.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's not even like it's like a winning call. It's like 3071 in the EV.
It's
right?
huge.
So
that's huge call.
It's a huge call.
Well, you're blocking. You have extra equity in case he does have a set or whatever, King Jack, and then you're blocking. You're blocking King X. Yeah. So it's and you got top pairs. I guess it's nice. Holy shit, that's a lot of EV.
Yeah, but for every other diamond draw, when you bet the turn, when you get shoved on, you just fold. Like even queen 10 of diamonds.
Even queen 10 of diamonds, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
If you bet bigger, if you bet like the pot, does queen 10 of diamonds fold to an all in?
If you get shoved.
Yeah.
Minus
37. It's like break
it's
even.
Really close. Yeah.
And 10-9 goes for like minus 1800. It's huge.
Yeah. It's a lot. Considering how like the pot is like 1,004 at the start. So,
yeah. It's pretty insane.
All right. So cool stuff. Oh wow! Even the Ace X diamonds are full. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I would expect like Ace 10 of diamonds is not like to be expected as a fold, but I think it's close to.
Yep. All right. So wait, how do we?
Okay, so we bet 2,300, right?
Okay. So pot, right?
And then bit too easy doesn't raise too much. You see here. Yeah, it makes sense that he raises like King Jack for like protection, sixes. I don't see too many bluffs. Oh, the bluffs are like Ace 4. Is that like diamonds? Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah. Diamonds. Ace 4, Ace 3, Ace 5. I was looking for the bluffs. I'm seeing like only red and green and only value. And I'm like, this is not very Pio-like. Where's the bluffs? Yeah, Ace 3. So some flush draws that... Why does he choose these though?
Which ones? Like the Ace 5?
The Ace 5. Yeah, no, the Ace 5, the Ace 4, the Ace 3. I guess they unblock his bluffs and block a little bit of value.
It's because like if you hit an ace on the river, you might actually still win.
Yeah, that's also true. So you have some equity.
Yeah.
Some extra equity.
Like
But I'm thinking like the 5, the 4, and the 3 kind of like also unblock his... Like Ace blocks value, 5, 4, 3 unblock bluffs. So they're nowhere near that.
Yeah, because you don't want to have a 5, right? You want...
Yeah.
Linus.
Because what is Ace 10 doing here? Ace 10 of diamonds, call, right?
Yeah.
Ace Queen of diamonds, call. So he's not shoving these, right? Because if you shove these also have some showdown value. I guess like once in a blue moon. So he's taking like the lowest non-showdown, non-standard showdown value, and having like unblock his bluffs.
Yeah. And I think like with ace queen of diamonds, if you hit an ace on a turn, like on the river is actually pretty decent. So like you don't want to like deny yourself of this like river equity that you might actually realize.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like
Mm.
yeah, don't turn ace queen into a bluff on the turn. There's a
Mm.
shove. Yeah. So what other interesting stuff is there? Yeah, I think there's a lot of like calling and folding going on, and half makes like a lot of sense considering how like Linus bet pot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like what is he actually trapping? King Jack. Yeah. All right. So it's like a half. Like when he has a hand that is most probably a hit, he's like calling half the time and just like shoving half the time.
Exactly. That's what I'm
Right.
saying too. Like half. But it's like mostly the hands that do want protection. How's it going, Paul? Here, it's mostly hands that like really want protection here.
Right.
Like King Jack and sixes, and I think that it's good. King Jack
Yeah.
is like the prime hand that you kind of want to be doing this with.
Right. Yeah.
Ace
King
Queen
X.
offsuit is calling. Which
Sometimes.
ones? The ones that are not the ones that don't have a diamond, obviously, right?
Not really. Like ace queen, ace diamonds with like queen spades is like a call a lot of the time.
Why is that good though? Because you'd expect you not wanting to block your opponent's flush draws, right?
Right.
So I'd
Well-
be happier to call something like Ace of Clubs, Queen of like Ace of Spades, Queen of Clubs, or something, right?
Yeah, but on the bright side, you can like wrap the ace high flush on the river.
Oh yeah, you have blockers. Yeah. Got
Yeah.
it.
Right.
Yep.
So it does protect you on like some runouts where like the board has 3 diamonds and you can wrap the ace high flush.
Yeah.
Because if let's say Linus has ace king with the ace of diamonds, he's like never folding ace king on the river if it's a diamond.
Oh yeah, because he has the blocker to not flush, so it's
Yeah.
it's a solid, very solid value destroyer.
Yeah, right. So it's like if you have the ace of diamonds and you have a gutter, then you actually have like a chance to bluff the river
Yeah, true.
if you get what I mean. Yeah. So it's actually like maybe a call just to like protect yourself in case a 10 rolls and you gotta have a straight on that river. And you might as well choose the one with the ace of diamonds so you can wrap the flush if a flush comes.
Yep.
Yep, makes some sense.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's like pretty close because if you see the numbers, right? Like the EVs of the calls are actually pretty close.
Yeah, to like folding, so you can just like pure fold this hand.
Right. But actually the one with like no diamonds has the highest EV, like ace spades, queen hearts, that has the highest EV.
Yay.
Like negative 3.35.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Ace of Diamonds, Queen of Spades gives you a little bit of playability later. So I don't think like the whole EV thing is like the only thing that we should be considering like in general.
Right. Definitely.
Okay, so we call,
Okay.
right? River
yeah.
is
The 8 of clubs.
8 of clubs, right? So this doesn't change much. It really doesn't help either side. Nobody has pocket eights. Maybe some king 8 suited possible, but not that much. So I think that 8 is total break here. And let's see. So river, what are we jamming? We jamming aces. We jamming ace king, surprisingly, but I guess that's absolutely fine. Considering board run out now and thinking a little bit about it, honestly, it's a board run out that doesn't help your opponent, neither on the turn nor the river. So it's a good board run out for us. So it makes sense that we have a wide shoving range on the river. Apparently, we have some 8-6 suited. If you look, okay, yeah. So 6 is getting shoved. Queen 10 is the bluff that I see. King Jack. This is interesting to me. King Queen. I think no human can do this, but King Queen is getting shoved.
Right.
I don't think a lot of
yeah,
humans
it's
would do
really
this.
It's really thin. I think it's really thin.
How much is like bet and check are like very, very similar here.
But I assume that if you check, you're
You
like
call.
calling.
Yeah.
Yeah, like for sure.
Which is
Yeah.
still, yeah.
It's not even close. So
Oh, this is sick. Shoving same ace queen as bluff. That's perfectly fine. King nine's calling. 8-6 suited. I love that because you two pair on the river. Boom, shove for value. Yeah, because this board is really good for you. And your opponent, like, what is your opponent beating you with? Because if he's shoving like king jack on the turn and sixes on the turn, then his calling range isn't really that good, is it? Right?
Yeah.
So king queen has to be ahead. Like he has max. Like his calling range top is like king queen.
Right. And the good thing about I actually prefer the shove because like if you shove king queen, you might actually get king queen to fold.
That's true. That's very true.
Right.
And if you shove king queen, it's an easy decision. It's just put the money in. That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're bluffing. Sorry, yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, go ahead.
We're bluffing with queen 10 a lot because we're blocking king queen and say it's like shoving full king queen suited. Queen 10. Sorry, queen 10. Queen 10. We're bluffing a lot with queen 10, blocking king queen, blocking king 10. We're bluffing a lot with queen 10 off too.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's almost full. Which queen 10 are we bluffing more with? Let's see.
Would you actually 3-bet like with queen 10 off in the BB against button?
No.
Because I don't think a lot of players actually do that.
No. No, of course not. No, I'm happy to call. But this is interesting because I see that shoving with the queen of diamonds is bad.
Yeah.
And the 10 of diamonds is interesting because queen of spades, 10 of diamonds. So it wants to. So queen of spades, 10 of diamonds is actually one of the better combos to shove. Why does it like the 10 of diamonds? Because it.
Wait, what? The non-diamond ones are doing better actually.
No. If you look at queen of spades, 10 of diamonds, it has 58. The top middle.
Okay. Oh yeah. 58,
top middle is like 58. Queen of clubs, 10 of diamonds. Bottom right, 51. Middle, 10 of diamonds. Queen of hearts, 10 of diamonds has 20. So the 10 of diamonds is good. I actually don't know why. I'm trying to think that it kind of why would it block his calls with like king 10, I guess, but that's like queen also is okay. This is a mystery to me for now.
Okay. The first thing to consider is that like if you hold because like when button calls pre-flop, right, against a 3-bet, he's mostly calling only suited hands, right? So if you hold the queen of spades and the 10 of diamonds, his hand is a suited club or heart. Does that make sense? Right? So in other sense, PO is telling you that you want him to hold hearts or clubs. Yeah.
But then you have the king of hearts down there, so you can't have king X of hearts.
Right. So you have so
less
villain
combos.
Only has spades.
That's so fucking sick, and that's so deep, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's normally how I think about this.
Oh my god, my brain. Yeah, so 10 of diamonds blocks king 10 of diamonds, right? So that's one combo that we block, and maybe like even like I don't even know, dude. It's like weird. This is one of the harder ones. It just blocks one combo that gets called, but yeah, awkward.
Okay, but you do know that you want to have do you want to have the queen of spades? Like you can check the other combos. So like let's say
queen of spades blocks king queen of spades, so that's good, I guess.
Right. Yeah, which is like one of the only combos, right?
Yeah.
Left. That villain is like calling pre-flop against 3-bet.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, because he can't have king queen of hearts, right?
Yeah.
And like he can't have king queen of spades if you hold a queen of spades.
Yeah.
And king queen of diamonds basically has a flush draw on the turn. So
yeah. God damn it, dude. That's crazy. That's super deep. But it makes sense.
Yeah. So I guess holding the queen of spades is good because like you kind of block most of his calling combos with like king queen of spades. So like we got that solved, right?
Yeah.
So now we just need to figure out why the 10 of diamonds.
10 of diamonds? I think because it blocks king 10 of diamonds. That's my.
Oh yeah. That's true. But what? Okay, so the problem with like blocking King Ten of Diamonds is that like he has to reach the river somehow, right? So if he doesn't have diamonds and he calls like two streets, right? Why is he calling with without diamonds for two streets?
King X. We can actually look at that range and probably figure out.
Yeah, so like if let's say
King X. A lot of King X suited.
King X, right? And
So you're
like no
blocking.
diamonds.
Yeah.
So like let's say spade combos, right? So like these.
Mm-hmm.
Um and we don't have the ten of diamonds. Oh, we have the ten of diamonds.
Yeah, we
so
do
he
have
only
10
has, like,
diamonds.
so let's say he has spade combos and we decide to bluff on the river with like Queen 10? Queen 10 off, right? Or where do you go?
Mm.
Queen 10 off. Can we get him to fold a hand like King 10 of spades? If we do, then oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay, then now it makes sense.
Yeah, so he's
Because-
calling King 10 of diamonds, King 10 of clubs sometimes.
Right.
I see.
Okay, I'm not sure how many people are actually like following my thought process, but it was rather complicated.
It's fine. It's
Yeah,
okay.
Okay.
It's alright. You're
Yeah.
blocking his calling range on the river with the 10 of diamonds because King 10 anyway folds with like the spade, so diamonds is more valuable, I guess.
Yeah, I would actually think like King 10 of spades is a call before like King 10 of diamonds.
Mm.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, because you're unblocking his diamond shoves,
Yeah, like his bluff diamond shoves, right?
right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of funky. I would actually call like King 10 of spades before I call King 10 of diamonds.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right.
But okay.
All right. So
Alright.
value range for shoving very wide. Calling range very King X heavy. Calling King 6, King 6 is two pair. Calling King 9 suited and folding King 10. What's going on?
King
I
9
guess
suited?
yeah. King 10 gets folded because you
Hold the
block his
10x.
bluffs. Yeah, you block his
Yeah.
bluffs. You block Queen 10, you block 10-9, which are prime bluffs, so that's why. So the King 9 is way better for that.
Right. And you can see like as I was saying before, like Ace Jack off is like a call before like King 10. Even though like it's like second pair, right?
Yeah.
With like good kicker, like it blocks like Ace King.
Yeah, you have
And,
the
like-
blockers, which are nice.
Yeah, right. Which are really good. Like
Which
and
ace
Jack X.
which ace jack suited are we calling?
Ace Jack suited? Mostly spades. Which makes sense, right?
So we like the spades and we don't like the hearts and clubs because
Of how like Linus would bet flop with like all these backdoors.
oh yeah.
Right. So like on
Yeah,
the
because
turn,
there's no
right?
spade on the flop. Right.
Right.
Okay.
Right. But I don't know why Bit Too Easy would even float the flop with like Ace Jack of spades. Maybe the odds are like just too good.
Yeah, I think that's the reason.
Yeah, but I think like in game I wouldn't like
That's
call a 1/3
fold.
bet. Yeah, I would just fold. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you can fold ace jack on that flop to like. I think bet on the flop was like 33, right?
Right.
I don't know, like the ranges are wider. That's my solution to this. Monker gives like wider ranges for like 3-betting and calling, so that's why ace jack exists here.
Yeah, that and also because like it's 200 BBs deep, so it it starts to count like all those like backdoor.
Backdoors count more.
Yeah, like backdoor trip draw, backdoor flush draw, straight draw. Yeah. So okay.
All right, we're good, man. Let's get next time. I really like this one. I really like this
Okay.
one.